मेरा इसमें आ गया, देखना पता तो नहीं आ रहा कहाँ बोल सकते हो?
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Sir, Dr. Vivekanand sir ने join किया? Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Lily Jain and host of today's webinar, one-day national webinar on clinical application of nosodes, pandemic, and hope all of you are safe. What is said by Leonardo da Vinci that never gets tired of, never fears, and never recreates. We have two well-experienced resource person with us, Dr. Takeshwar Jain, Registrar, Homeopathic University, and Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, Director, Homeopathic Hospital Research Institute, Pune. Respected Chief Guest of today's program, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor S.S. Sarandev Sir, Guest of Honor, Secretary, Central Council of Homeopathy, Ayush Government of India, Dr. Kumar Vivekanand, respected Principal Sir, Dr. Amanand Goswami, Rajasthan Vidyapeeth Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, and today's speakers, Dr. Takeshwar Jain, Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, Coordinator, Dr. All delegates. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all on behalf of Rajasthan Vidyapeeth Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital. At our university, focusing on nosodes, mainly its clinical applications. Rajasthan Vidyapeeth Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital is established in 1998. We have a well-equipped 100-bedded hospital. Mainly to help in development of this attached hospital. Our alumni give best services for the society, many of whom are placed in government job, doing private practices, and will be going for admission in this year of 23rd batch. Now, first of all, I would like to invite Dr. Kumar Vivekanand, who did his BHMS and MD from NIH, and now he is with Minister Ayush. I welcome you, sir, Dr. Vivekanand, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Sir,
respected.
Please unmute sir, please unmute your.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Chief Guest on the occasion, our Honorable Vice Chancellor of our University, Professor Shiv Singh Sarangdeva Sir. By his kind privilege and permission, we have started this webinar and online program before lockdown. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Rajasthan Vidyapeeth Homeopathy Medical College. I'm very grateful, sir. You are the academic head of this university, and we have achieved a goal, the top in Udaipur in uni rank, and 7th position in the state of Rajasthan. In the country, 142 position in among all these universities, not only in the country, but in the world, 5,032 rank. I'm welcoming, sir, on behalf of Rajasthan Vidyapeeth Homeopathy Medical College. Always you are welcoming and encouraging our staffs, faculty of university. Sir, by your blessing and kind permission, we have started this online class before lockdown period. You have directed that to do academic activities, all these webinar, online classes, and YouTube classes. By your kind permission, we have already completed 22 webinars in our faculties, among the students and the local doctors, 2 national programs in the webinar and 1 international webinar. I thank you, sir, and welcoming you on behalf of our college. Next, our guest of honor, Dr. Kumar Vivekanand, who is the present secretary of this Central Council of Homeopathy. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Rajasthan Vidyapith Homeopathy Medical College, who has qualified from National Institute of Homeopathy, Calcutta. Is an autonomous organization from Government of India. I welcome you, sir. Always, you are also encouraging all these colleges in India, not only in your Udaipur, in the group of CCH principals, you are always encouraging, just like in a COVID program. We, from our Vidyapith Homeopathy Medical College, we have distributed, according to CCRH, arsenic album by the direction of Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, near about 1 lakh arsenic album in the public. Not only that, the public rally and all over Udaipurs and village to village, we have distributed mask, sanitizer that I have sent to Central Council of Homeopathy and Central Council Research in Homeopathy. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Rajasthan Vidyapith Homeopathy Medical College. Our speaker, Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, he is a renowned international speaker, director of Homeopathy Research Institute, and he has delivered more than 100 countries in this academic field. I think he is the only one person who can deliver speech in body language. He has written so many books, 9 books. I welcome you, sir. I am also follower of Dr. Ajit Kulkarni, sir. Sir, your gesture, posture, body movements, all are appreciating. And the India, not only in India, the world, all are encouraging and appreciating your clinical activities in body language, gesture, posture, body movement, sir. Next speaker, the renowned Dr. Tarkeshwar Jain. I welcoming, sir, the registrar of Homeopathy University, only one university in the world, Homeopathy University. Sir, I am welcoming you on behalf of Rajasthan Vidyapith Homeopathy Medical College. You have a 24 years experience, clinical experience, 19 years teaching, and a software Kenbo that is all over India, mostly 20 countries. Your software is running in 20 countries. I welcome you, sir, in this national webinar. And also our Department of Metramedica, Dr. Lily Jain, Dr. Nivedita, Dr. Minakshi, Dr. Chandresh Chitani, Vikas, and all the faculty members and the participants. Near about 300, more than 300 participants are here. I welcome you, all of you. Thank you. Dr. Lily, please proceed. Dr. Lilian, please proceed further.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May I audible, sir?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your welcoming address. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Kumar Vivekanand. He completed his MS and MD from NIH and joined CCRH in 2009 and then worked in Ayush, Ministry of Ayush, and again in CCRH in up to 2017. Lastly, posted at Education Policy section of Ministry of Ayush, Government India, and Yoga and Naturopathy. I'd like to invite Dr. Kumar Vivekanand. Please unmute, sir, and bless us. Dr. Kumar Vivekanand, Secretary Ayush, Secretary Central Council of Homeopathy. Dr. Kumar Vivekanand. Secretary. Sir, please unmute your, please.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Good morning, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Respected respected VC, Professor Sarang Devut Saab, dear Dr. Goswami, Dr. Lily, and respected speakers. I am very much delighted to be here in this national webinar. And this type of webinar is now a new normal. And this university is a very old one and keeps organizing such webinar and such seminars of national level and state level for the interest of homeopathic practitioners every year. And I believe that the topic has very well chosen, clinical experience of nosodes. Nowadays, everyone is behind vaccine, and homeopathic researchers are behind nosode. And but it will be beneficial only when it will be prescribed homeopathically. When we was in our college time, in undergraduate course in NIH, our Dr. Sunirmal Sarkar, he used to teach us some conditions of nosodes. Means when we may prescribe nosode, there are certain conditions, 7 to 8 conditions, when he used to teach us the conditions of nosode. Suppose if homeopathically indicated, you can prescribe nosode. If there is a past history, if there is a family history, or even during treatment, if any conditions that comes to stand still, you may prescribe that nosode. But nowadays, many nosodes are prepared, and people think that if you prepare a nosode, you can overcome or you can treat that disease, but that is not true. A nosode will be helpful only when it will be prescribed on homeopathic basis as a homeopathic medicine. So today, both speakers are well versed with the topic and well-known practitioners and well-known faces of homeopathic world. And I think today many myth and misconception regarding nosode will be cleared. And now my best wishes to the organizers, and hope that event shall be an enriching experience to the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your blessings and always helping us and motivating us for programs. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to invite our Vice Chancellor, sir, Dr. Professor S.S. Sarandevat, sir. He has 33 years of rich experience in management, administration, teaching, research, and in various fields. NEC accreditation with A grade of our university is his leadership.
Hello.
He has more than 140 research papers published in international and national journals.
Please, thanks, madam.
And 5 monographs.
It's okay, madam. Hello.
I'd like to invite.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. I'm so glad to join this national webinar on clinical application of nosodes, which has been organized by Rajasthan Vidyapith Homeopathic.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Medical College and Hospital Udaipur, a constituent unit of Janardhan Nagar, Rajasthan Vidyapeeth, deemed to be University of Udaipur.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Today's chief guest of this program is Honorable Dr. Kumar Vivekanand, Secretary, Central Council of Homeopathy, Ayush Government of India. Really, we are honored to have you as our guest of this occasion. I would like to say about our chief guest, every thought you produce, anything you say, any action you do, it bears your signature. We have two resource persons, Venerable Dr. Tarkeshwar Jain Sahab, Registrar Homeopathy University, respected Dr. Ajit Kulkarni Sahab, Director Homeopathy Research Institute Pune. What I heard about them from recently, Dr. Goswami, both are great communicators. Your generosity and thoughtfulness are very much appreciated. Dr. Amiran Goswami, Principal of our college, Dr. Lily Jain, Organizing Secretary of this webinar, Dr. Nivedita Patnaik, Coordinator of this webinar, all participants, faculty members, and dear students. Once again, thank you all for joining us. As we know, nosodes are the homeopathic medicines prepared from disease products by products of biological origin. The homeopathic research literature was searched to find examples of the use of nosodes in different ways and to evaluate their role and position in homeopathic practice with a special reference to epidemic disease. Due to change in biodiversity, the epidemics of infectious diseases are now occurring more often and are spreading faster and further than ever across the region of the world. The factors underlying the threat are biological, environmental, and lifestyle changes, among others. A potentially deadly combination of newly emerging diseases and the re-emergence of many long-established ones demands urgent response in all countries. Planning and preparation for epidemic prevention and control are essential. Despite the strengthening of health infrastructure, a discovery of antibiotics, antiviral, etc., every epidemic poses a challenge to the government, policymakers, health professionals, and population at large. At this time-taking process, leaders and healthcare policymakers are looking at the ancient knowledge of traditional system of medicine, including homeopathic, as the present pandemic of COVID-19. As we know, the nosode came into 1930. First time it's tested on rabies, and then later on 1962 malaria, and 1880 cephalium, and 1908 BCG. These are long history. So nosodes are homeopathic preparations of organic material derived from inactivated disease products, culture of microorganisms, that is the bacteria, fungi, and viruses, or parasite infected or decomposition of products from human or animals, rendered safe during the homeopathic manufacturing. In homeopathic clinical practices, nosodes have an important and indissoluble part. So they are frequently indicated as a common intercurrent, anti-miasmatic, and acute remedies, etc., depending on the physician's perception. But there are variations in their clinical use which might be influenced by the background knowledge, experience, expertise, and preconceived notion of practitioners. the present study to find the actual use made of nosarge or in homeopathic clinical practice. Sorry, I'm not the student of homeopathy and any other medical branches. At the end, I would like to quote the Tibetan proverb, "The secret of living well and longer is eat half, walk double, laugh triple, and love without measure." Thank you all. Jai Hind. Yes, Dr. Lily.
Thank you, sir, for your kind blessing. Though you are not a
Hello. Yes,
homeopathic
sir.
medical student, but you have delivered a good knowledge in nojodes. We can learn from you. Though you are doctors, you have given a good information. Thank you, sir, for blessing, and thank you, Dr. Vivekan, that in spite of all your busy schedule, you have a government meeting in 11 a.m. So you have also given your valuable time, and all the participants and all the speaker. All are international speaker, two speakers. I would like to request all the participants try to follow this webinar, because it's the international level. Though we are named as a national, both are international level. Dr. Ajit Kulkarni and Dr. Tarkeshwar Jain. I welcome both of you and all the participants, and thanks to our chief guest, Professor Sarang Devas sir, and guest of honor, Dr. Kumar Vivekananda sir. Dr. Lily, please proceed.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir, for your blessings. Because of your constant effort at present, our university has first place in Udaipur, 7th place in state Rajasthan, and 142 place in India. So thank you, sir, for your blessings and for your motivations. Now I would like to invite Dr. Tarkeshwar Jain, Registrar, Homeopathy University, Jaipur. He has a vast experience in teaching as well as in administration. He has 24 years of clinical experience, and since 2001 till date, he is in teaching field also. PhD coordinator since 2013. And PhD supervisor since 2013. More than 20 articles published in peer-reviewed journals and other scientific journals. I'd like to invite Dr. Tarkeshwar Jain for this technical session. Thank you, sir.
A very warm good morning to all. Respected chief guest of today's webinar, Dr. Sarang Devas sir, Vice Chancellor of JRNRV University. Honorable guest of honor for today's webinar, Dr. Kumar Viswas, Secretary, Central Council of Homeopathy. Principal of Constituent College of JRNRV University, Rajasthan Vidyapit College, Dr. Ambiya Goswami. Coordinator of today's program, Dr. Lily, Dr. Nivedita, Dr. Babita, and all the people to whom I can see on the screen. A very warm good morning to all, and I am really thankful to all, especially to the organizers, for inviting me to deliver some of my work on the nosodes, which I have been doing in the last few years, and to share some of my cases, some of my knowledge related to nosodes. Although I have already conducted a webinar or a physical seminar in Udaipur in your own college a few years ago about the nosodes, but today, since we are facing COVID time, and it is the high time that we should review our literature, and we must definitely try and look upon that what are the remedies which can help us in managing this deadly menace, because the cases are going worsening, numbers are increasing every nowadays, and nowadays even the virulence of virus is much more higher than before, and the cases are coming with much more complication that we used to see in you can say 6 months ago or 8 months ago. The virulence of virus was very low, but these days what we are seeing and regularly watching and observing the cases, the virulence of cases is very high nowadays. And definitely management measures have also increased, and mortality has substantially decreased, but still many people are passing into complications. And even after once one patient has turned negative, the complication of COVID are still not abating them, and they are running with the complication for a very long period of time. Even the people who have suffered COVID 3 or 4 months ago, and still they are having the traces of COVID, the effects of treatment, the effects of disease are still running with them. So that's really a painful situation. And today's topic chosen by the university is really practical. And we all know the value of nosode in prescription, in homeopathy, in our Mathematica, in our practice. We all are well versed about that. And I don't think I need to repeat, because we all are homeopaths. And since the first BHMS, we all are studying very well with the nosodes, and we know how we need to apply these nosodes, how we need to use them, and what are the situations, what are the conditions where the application of nosode is required or it is mandatory. Nosodes are not just intercurrent remedies, but they are antimiasmatic remedies also. They are many times required wherever we feel ourselves stuck and we see that our case is not progressing further, or it has come to a standstill, and we don't see any path of recovery, and that is the situation where we apply nosodes. But in my experience, nosodes are not just intercurrent remedies or antimiasmatic remedies, or the remedies when the cases are not progressing further and you need to apply nosodes. It's not their only role. If it is selected homeopathically, then many times nosodes are equally a constitutional remedy. People say that nosode should not be used frequently, or it should be used infrequently in minimal doses. But in my experience, if it is a constitutionally indicated nosode, and if we are using nosode on the basis of totality of symptom, covering every aspect of mental and emotional and physical features of a particular patient, then nosodes can equally be used as a mainstream remedy. It is not always an intercurrent or antimiasmatic remedy. If it is constitutionally indicated, then you can use it as a main constitutional remedy. I have many cases where I have used nosode as the main principal remedy, without being an intercurrent or antimiasmatic only, but as a principal remedy also. So we all know about these things, but today I want to discuss something about a new nosode. I will not say it a new nosode. We are also aware about that nosode, but in this particular time of COVID illness, one nosode is really helping me a lot in managing COVID cases, and that is what I really want to work upon today, and to show you how this nosode is helping me in managing COVID cases especially. That is what I want to present today. So can I become presenter? Yeah, I think.
Hello.
Yeah, my screen is visible to all. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, screen share. Just a minute, sir.
I have shared my screen.
Still, it is not visible, sir. But I'll try. Just.
I have presented through the software itself. Perhaps you need to make me presenter.
Present, sir. You are asked to present, sir. Click on that button, sir.
Yes, sir. Now it is, sir.
So my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I will not talk about the other nosodes, and we all know very well what are the utility of nosodes, since we are all belonging to homeopathic field. So everyone knows about the nosode, but what and how one particular nosode especially is helping me in managing COVID cases. And that is what I really want to discuss with the help of one case where I have applied initially this nosode and found very good result. And after that, I have applied this nosode in many cases with certain indications. I will talk about the indications later on. And to my surprise, in many cases where the situation was very critical, even in few patients who were admitted in the ICU and who were managing themselves with the life supports, there also application of this nosode not only helped in further complications, but also help patient to get rid of the life support measures quickly and get out of the ICU or the ventilator or the oxygen support quite quickly. And how this happened, because once I was treating a case of COVID pneumonia in my clinic, and usually, as you all know, that we are not seeing much of the physical patients, and the consultation in the COVID time is much more compromised than ever. And we deal patients either on the phone or through WhatsApp. We exchange the reports, we exchange the remedies, and that is how we are managing our clinics in this critical time. So this patient also, who Mr. A, he called and sent reports on WhatsApp with following symptoms. He was having fever, which was ranging from 99.5 to 100.5 for the last 3 days. And usually that is the pattern that we see in the most COVID cases. Although in recent time, especially if I talk about the story of 10-15 days, then I am observing that the range of fever is now becoming more higher, and it's touching to 102, 103 also. And fever is not abating even in 5-7 days, irrespective of all application of allopathic remedies, all application of homeopathic remedies. Still fever is not getting rid of, and this is showing that the virulence of virus is really getting high. If earlier time, if you compare the earlier COVID reports, there used to be CT score ranging somewhere between 25 to 30, 30 or 32. That was the range. That means the severity level was very low. But nowadays, I am seeing many COVID patients with RT-PCR, COVID CT score ranging from 10 to 15, 15 to 20, or sometimes even lower than 10. That means the virulence level has substantially increased. I have many patients from Delhi who are exchanging their reports, and the situation is Delhi is much more worse than any other place in the India, because there the CT score is going down. Many patients are having CT score less than 10, which indicates that virus level or the virulence level is very high and their fever is not getting rid of. But this I am talking a case of October early, where the fever of patient was 99.5 and 100, ranging somewhere in between. There was no specific time modality with the fever, and there are certain limitations when we take cases on phone only or on WhatsApp only to the patient who is already very weak, not able to completely give the symptoms, not able to even type the symptoms properly. So we have to rely on whatever the symptom he is posting to us, and we need to select remedy on the basis of those symptoms only. So there was a dry continuous cough with a dry sensation in throat, which is very common in COVID patients. Most of them, they are experiencing as their initial symptom, hoarseness in throat or a dry sensation in throat. This is some of the common presenting phenomena of COVID. Slight breathless was there, especially on exertion. He was not breathless if he was lying still or sleeping or sitting. But if he tries to exert even a little bit, this breathlessness used to take place. There was definitely extreme weakness, which was sounding the way he was talking to me and the way he was presenting. The weakness was quite obvious. Thirst was increased and pulse was normal, and his oxygen level the day on which he consulted me was ranging from 92 to 96. So that was the state when the person called to me and sent some of his symptoms through WhatsApp. And from here I started on the basis of these symptoms. I thought of prescribing remedies, and this is the initial report. This is the report of 13th October, where you can see the changes. The neutrophils are lowing down and lymphocytes are growing up, which is again a usual pattern in many COVID cases. The lymphocytes becomes more excess or they are increased, and neutrophils are going down because of the lowered immunity. And this is the COVID report, where you can see it is diagnosed on 13th October. RT-PCR were done by Bilal Laboratory, and he was declared positive. He's a 47-year male. And this is the HRCT again of 13th October, and you can see there are patchy areas of ground glass opacity in both the lungs with peripheral and basal predominance pattern suggestive of atypical pneumonia likely to be COVID-19. And CT severity score was 10, which is considered as moderate, not very high, but is still not very low too. And many people with this CT score, HRCT score 10, develop breathlessness, extreme weakness, cough. These are some of the common patterns that we experience and see when patients are presenting cases with a CT score of 10. Although I have been able to see many cases of CT score with 19, with 20, 22 also, and there also our medicines are helping. But the unfortunate part are these patients are usually hospitalized and we don't have much of access to them. So we cannot keep the proper recording. But this patient has been referred by someone who is my already family friend. And on the basis of acquaintance, he simply consulted to me and he didn't go for any other allopathic treatment or any other measure. He simply resorted on homeopathy only with some recommendations. And his SpO2 level was 92 the day he consulted me. So it is definitely a lower side because a patient with SpO2 level less than 95 is considered to be needing support. But then subjectively, he was not very much in a difficult stage. We need to analyze patient not only on the basis of clinical examination, but also on the basis of subjective feelings. Many times patients' oxygen level comes down to 90 and we start getting panic, even the doctors start getting panic. But in my experience, if the patient is settled, if he is not feeling much of breathlessness or dyspnea or dizziness, then still we don't need to bother that much because these are the phenomena developed during COVID time only. But earlier also when patient used to suffer from viral diseases or viral fevers, SpO2 level used to go down, but that time we never used to measure. So that is the big difference. So if the patient is settled, if he is clinically sound, if he is not breathless, if he is not feeling dizzy or vertigo, then definitely we don't need to panic and we should try and trust on our remedies. And with our remedies, certainly we can help patient to come up to get rid of this weakness and to restore the normal oxygen level, which is happening every day nowadays, and we are doing it very well. So his SpO2 level was 92 and he was slightly breathless, especially on exertion. So I was not much worried about the oxygen level. And just on the basis of what he presented me through the WhatsApp and what I could observe by talking with him, because he was really feeling very weak and he was sensing dryness in throat, thirst was also there. And season in October was also like this, that the days were relatively hot and the nights started getting colder, which is a perfect time for bryonia prescription. And perhaps this is the most commonly used remedy in the month of September, October, November, where the transition of weather is taking place and the days are still warm, but the nights are getting colder. Now in the mid of November, on the end of November, the temperature ranges are more or less similar. But if you compare with October, then things were really different. So on the basis of weather, on the basis of pattern patient given to me, I prescribed him Bryonia 200, and 1 drop to be put in a cup of water, and then take 1 teaspoonful every 4 hourly, 5 hourly. And Carbovase, I also suggested him to take 1 dose now. And then SOS, whenever SpO2 level goes down to 92, I asked him to take Carbovase 200 because this is the one remedy which is really helping a lot wherever there is hypoxia, wherever there is breathlessness, even in any stage the patient is. This remedy is helping a lot. So this is the prescription. This was the initial prescription which I gave on 13th October. And on 14th October, there was no fever, but cough was same, dry, and many times continuous and incessant cough. Rather, cough has increased a bit more. It was continuous cough, incessant. Many times he was coughing constantly without any pause. And this used to produce a lots of weakness also. Oxygen level was unstable. Sometimes it was going down up to 90 also, and sometimes a bit higher also. But every time he used to take a dose of carboways, there was certainly a relief in his oxygen level. So that was the situation, and I thought of let me wait for some more time, and I should stay with my prescription. So I again followed the same prescription, Bravia 200 3 times a day, and carboways as and when needed. When he called me on 15th, then weakness was very high. He was rather more weak in comparison to the day he started his treatment on 13th October. So weakness was very much, and cough was really irritating to him. Now, along with cough, he started loss of appetite also. So weakness again doubled. Cough was already there, weakness was already there, and then he started loss of appetite, which was again causing more of weakness. And to my unfortunate, fever again started, and it came back and ranging again from the same line, somewhere between 99.8 to 100.2 with no time modality again. And SpO2 also was between 92 to 92. So overall situation was not very healthy, and the patient was anxious too, and his family was also anxious that what should they do, whether they should go for the hospitalization or they should wait for some more time. And then I again reviewed the entire case, and that was the situation when the remedy which came in my mind was tuberculinum aviare, and I gave tuberculinum aviare 1000 3 doses 4 hourly for 15th October only. 1000 of tuberculinum aviare 3 doses 4 hourly. This was given, and carboways 1000 was kept at the bedside. If it was required, it has to be taken, and if no need arises, then there was no need to take up the carboways. I will explain in the later slide why I gave tuberculinum aviare. But this is the prescription which I gave on for 15th October. And when case was followed on 16th October 2020, he was much better in every aspect. What made me confident about prescription, because his generals were getting better, his appetite was better, he was feeling more strength, more stamina, his cough was better, less in intensity and frequency. SpO2 level was somewhere between 92 to 96, but I was really not worried about that, and no fever. So just in one day after giving tuberculinum aviare 1000 4 hourly 3 doses, the result was very next morning. It was very nice, and since it is an acute disease, and if your remedy is correct, then results are as quick as you can expect them to be. And carboways 1000 was certainly not needed, because SpO2 level never came down to 92, and he was definitely feeling much better every way. So carboways was not needed. And again, 17th October, he again called me, and again he was much better. There was no further deterioration in his general condition. He was feeling better. His appetite was better. His thirst was better. His strength was much better. Again, I told him carboways, if needed, to be taken. Otherwise, there was no other need of medicine. I advised him to take lots of liquids in any form, whichever way he can take and digest. Lots of coconut waters or juices, whatever his tongue wishes to, but more of liquid. I ask my patient, especially if they are suffering from the COVID, then take resort more on the liquids, and refrain yourself from the solid diet till the time you are having fever. Once the fever is gone, then you can come back to the normal diet. But otherwise, up to the time when fever is there, better to take the liquid diet, which is more easy to digest and which gives stamina also, and which enhances immunity also. So carboways was not needed again on 17th also. And I asked him, because he was really better, the way he was talking to me, the way he was presenting himself, I could sense the level of confidence patient has regained. His voice was much clear, more confident. and more positive. So that was the reason why I asked him that you don't need to take any medicine, just keep yourself hydrated and carbohydrates if needed, and get the COVID test done in 2-3 days if everything remains good. So on 22nd October, he was in touch with me, but then there was no deterioration and everything was getting normal. He was getting better every day rather. So on 22nd, I just made a summary of his symptoms and everything was normal. I again reviewed the case. Everything was normal. There was no fever. There was no cough, no breathlessness. Appetite was normal. And his SpO2 level was also ranging down 97, 98, 99. So that means the things were improving internally also. And that is the time when he went himself for the COVID report, and on 21st October it came negative. So it came positive on 13th October, and you can see on 21st October the result of COVID-19 again from the same lab. It turned out to be negative without any other support or any other kind of medication. He has not taken even a single dose of azithromycin or doxycycline or SCQS or steroids or remdesivir. Nothing he has taken. He was totally on homeopathy, and with this, within 8 days, he turned to be negative. And if you can see the biochemistry, his levels were also improved. You can see the neutrophils are again increased and lymphocytes have come down. So that means the general immunity level was also increasing, and his HRCT was also done. And this is the effect of homeopathy only. If it is being treated homeopathically with the right remedy, then there are very quick resolution of the changes that are taken place during COVID pneumonia. Otherwise, if you see the HRCT of patients who has suffered from COVID and who has taken exclusively allopathic remedies, if you see their HRCTs even after a month time, there would be very minor changes in the CT score. And this is the beauty of homeopathy. Just within 10-12 days, you can see reticular opacities along both lungs, suggestive of resolved COVID-19 pneumonia. And as compared to previous CT scan dated 13th October, there is reduction in the number and size of ground glass opacities. So this is the changes which we can expect and perceive if patients are solely on homeopathy. Definitely we need to remain vigilant. We need to remain observant of every change that patient is expressing, sensing, presenting us. Every vital parameter we need to be concerned of. But if your remedy is correct, then definitely our remedies have that capacity to turn the COVID pneumonia into negative and to resolve the opacities, because ground glass opacities are the one of the prominent characteristic that we see in the COVID pneumonia in different lobes of lungs. And if our remedy is correct, then these opacities can dissolve with the help of our remedies. So this is what I wanted to show, that how this remedy helped me in quickly resolving the pneumonia and quickly turning the patient. Just within 7-8 days, patient turned to be negative. There are many such cases where if they are being put exclusively on homeopathy, I say to my patients, and I make many social updates also, and recently on Doordarshan also I conducted an interview where I openly said that if the patient is exclusively with homeopathy in COVID, the recovery time is between 7 to 10 days. If he is with allopathy and homeopathy, which is the most common pattern we see in society nowadays, that patients are taking every possible kind of treatment. They are seeking allopathy also, they are seeking homeopathy, they are taking Ayurvedic Kada also, everything, whatever people say that you need to take this, and they are ready to take it because the panic is very high. They are internally terrified. But if you are merging homeopathy with other system of remedies, then the recovery time will be 10 to 15 days. And if you are exclusively on allopathy, if you are exclusively on antibiotics, on steroids, on antiviral drugs, your recovery time would be much more than 20-25 days. And even after that, the traces of COVID pneumonia are not leaving, lung become fibrosed. I have seen many cases of post-COVID status where the fibrosis are taking place, lung capacities are decreasing, and even with the 2-3 months of treatment in hospitalization, they are still not able to get rid of their oxygen support. And that is the situation which we are seeing. And I would say more than the virus itself, it is the treatment which is killing to the person. It is not the virus. Virus is a self-limiting disease. We all know it very well. I openly say that you don't do anything. You don't come to me even. Don't go to homeopathy even. Don't do anything. Just put yourself on liquids and good diet. I guarantee you that you will be taken care of. There would be no harm to your body. It may take some 7-8 time, but you will recover by yourself. And if you take the support of homeopathy, which is a harmonious way of treating the illness, the disease, we are not working against the power of body. Rather, we are working in synchronization with the vitality of the body. So we are not doing any harm to any organ. So if you are taking homeopathic support, then definitely your recovery will be much faster, and you will be remaining refrain from any kind of complication later on in the course of disease. So this is the beauty of homeopathy that we see. So now I talk a little about tuberculinum aviare, because since today's webinar is on nosodes, and we all know about the common nosodes, so I really didn't want to go for those nosodes, and Dr. Kulkarni is already going to take a lengthy lecture, a detailed lecture on nosodes. So there was no use of repeating the things. So I thought of focusing only on this particular nosodes. We know, everyone know about the tuberculinum bovinum, which is the commonest used nosode of tuberculinum family. And we know what kind of nosode that is. But this is relatively less used nosode, but very effective, especially in respiratory problems. It is prepared from the Mycobacterium avium, which causes tuberculosis in the chickens, and prepared from that particular organic part. And
Not audible, sir.
Hello. Hello.
हाँ मैम.
Sir, it's not audible, sir. Chandreshi, sir. Hello.